Just what went wrong with Naruto? Now, before you dislike this video, just let me clear something up. I love Naruto and I love Naruto Shippuden. That is up until the pain arc. Now, let me elaborate why, of course. Now, it would be an understatement to say Naruto botched, and it wouldn't be all true to say it sucked. Well, all of it didn't, honestly. The original Naruto season is, I'll even go there, a masterpiece. It kind of filled the void left by Dragon Ball Z, to a lot of people at least, and for some it was even their beginning into anime, and it wasn't necessarily a bad way to start. The first season had the main protagonist and his main cast, who were all noob kids who couldn't really do shit, so there was an actual struggle. They had to get better, they had to grow, and we were witnessing all of that, which was very, very enjoyable. And it was also blessed with amazing characters like Rock Lee, Neji Hyuga, Gaara, Zabuza, and more. All of them with internal struggles and their way of dealing with them, showing different perspectives from similar situations. Everything fell in line, everything made sense. The abilities were intriguing as well, some specializing in hand-to-hand combat, some would use swords, some would use the jutsu releases, the elements, and some would use the illusions, also known as genjutsu. You also had the fascinating dojutsus, the eyes, Sharingan, and Byakugan. So where did it really go wrong? The ending of Naruto left us with so many things to look forward to, and it was actually succeeding in meeting those expectations. Naruto was more like the coming of age of the characters and a setup of the amazing things that were to come in Shippuden. And Shippuden was more like good versus evil, and it had a theme of war versus peace throughout. The Hidan and Kakuzu arc, the King's arc, the Three-Tailed Beast arc, and even the opening Deidara and Sasori arc were really good and engaging, where slowly but steadily most of the characters introduced already in the first season were getting integrated into Shippuden. But Shippuden took all of that after the pain arc, shoved it straight up our asses as if it were a big elaborate prank. Though I say after the pain arc, the seeds were well sown before the pain arc, and it's not like the series goes from an 8 to 9 out of 10 straight to a 4 out of 10. Some of the arcs are still pretty okay, and those are pretty much setting up for the war. Only Shikamaru and Asuma among the side characters had some real spotlight and development to them. Fights in the first season and first half of the Shippuden season actually felt like ninja fights. There were actual strategizing and actual ninja-like abilities and choreographies used in those fights. In Shippuden, later in Shippuden, Sharingan became the cool kids dojutsu, whereas Byakugan was for the nerds, people who spent money on anime pillows. Compared to the dojutsu, kenjutsu being swords and taijutsu, hand-to-hand combat seemed almost non-existent. And the less we talk about the war, the better. The reanimations, the game of tag with the Sharingans, Naruto ass pulling so hard, even Jotaro would feel ashamed. This kid, our inspirational underdog main character who works so hard for everything he achieves against all the odds, all the training for the Rasengan, the Rasen Shuriken, the Sage Mode actually made his development feel real. It had some weight to it, like on his overall development as a ninja. But to go from ninjas to pretty much a wannabe Dragon Ball character, Kishimoto pretty much managed to destroy the essence of not only the character, but also the series. I mentioned the Sharingan game of tag, but the I'm the actual villain, I was planning on turning on you the whole time game of tag was something on its own. Yes, I know the name was too long for a joke and it killed the joke, but that shit happened like 3 times. So you get what I'm trying to say. And let's not forget the infamous Heaven no Jutsu. Boy! Nothing like the fresh smell of an apple. Why couldn't Obito just give Kakashi the fucking eyes before dying? It didn't even take a second. They were just popping eyes in and out. It would have just taken like 10 seconds. God. And the villain's motives became shallower as Shippuden went on. Obito was a villain because he couldn't get the pussy? I don't even remember Madara's clearly. And Kaguya's was, I guess, killing the reincarnation of her sons and putting everyone under this hypnosis under that magical tree or something. I might have mixed hers in with Madara, but that's the point. It was all over the fucking place. I just couldn't. Also, almost forgot the final fight was against Sasuke to finish the story in a quote-unquote poetic way, as the two quote-unquote pillars of the story faced off. At least that's what Kishimoto thought, I assume. Also, don't forget the Pain arc had more major deaths than the war. Literally only Neji from the main cast died, whereas Jiraiya and Kakashi died against Pain. Yes, I know Kakashi was revived, but still, he died. Though he shouldn't have been revived, would have made the arc even more emotional and intense. Now, long story short, Naruto went from an underdog story with amazing side characters, very interesting concepts, storylines and villains, to Kishimoto literally going, what made Dragon Ball Z so popular? Yes, Dragon Ball Z was popular because of big explosions and I'll make the character godlike them Dragon Ball Z boys. So the big ass ki blasts are justifiable and I'll actually give my fan base the Goku vs Vegeta final fight. Akira didn't. I know it was even longer for a joke, but I could not help myself. The last verdict is do watch Naruto. It is an undeniable icon of the industry, but just up until the Pain arc, okay?